Hello everyone, let's talk about sacrotuberous and sacrospinous ligaments and then about greater and lesser sciatic foramen. So what we are seeing here is the articulated pelvis. So in relation to the ligaments that we are going to do, we just need to know a few bony points. So let's just go over those first and then we'll go on to the ligaments. So first we have the posterior superior iliac spine here. We are seeing the articulated pelvis from the posterior aspect. So what we are seeing here is the posterior superior iliac spine, and then lower down this is the posterior inferior iliac spine. Now we can see a notch here. This is the greater sciatic notch. This is greater sciatic notch, and this point here, this is the ischial spine, and then another notch here, that's the lesser sciatic notch, and this here is the ischial tuberosity. So posterior superior iliac spine, posterior inferior iliac spine, the greater sciatic notch, the ischial spine, the lesser sciatic notch, and the ischial tuberosity. Now, if we look at the sacrum here, a few bony points that we need to know in this sacrum. In the midline, we have this crest formed by the spinous processes of the sacral vertebrae. So this is called the median sacral crest. Lateral to that, we can see another crest here, which is the intermediate sacral crest. And lateral to the sacral foramina, we have another crest here, that is the lateral sacral crest. Okay. So lateral sacral crest is the one which we are interested in. Now, here we can see a few ligaments. So in this part, we can see ligaments extending from the ilium to the sacrum. So we are calling those as the sacroiliac ligaments. So it's present posteriorly, so we are calling that as the posterior sacroiliac ligament. Now another ligament here, big ligament here, which you can see, is the sacrotuberous ligament. So we'll discuss about the details of this later on. So for the time being, just see this ligament here, and this is the sacrotuberous ligament. Now on the other side, we can see that the sacrotuberous ligament and the posterior sacral iliac ligaments have been removed, and we can see another ligament here, that's the sacrospinous ligament. So this ligament here is the sacrospinous ligament, and the posterior sacroiliac ligament has been removed, so we can see the intraosseous sacroiliac ligament here. And on the spines of the sacral vertebrae, we can see another ligament here, which is the supraspinous ligament. So this here is the supraspinous ligament. Now this is the anterior aspect, and here we can see the sacrospinous ligament, and superficial to that we can see another ligament, that is the sacrotuberous ligament. And on the anterior aspect, we can see another ligament here, that's the anterior sacroiliac ligament. From the lumbar vertebrae to the sacrum, that's the lumbosacral ligament, and then iliolumbar, from the ilium to the lumbar vertebrae, the iliolumbar ligament. Now this we are seeing the pelvis from the inferior aspect. So here, this is the ischial tuberosity here, the posterior superior iliac spine, and here is the ischial tuberosity. So we have this ligament here, which is shown. This is the sacrotuberous ligament. Now in this, from the articulated pelvis, the left pelvic bone has been removed, and what we can see is this here is the ischial tuberosity. So on this we have the attachment of this ligament, and this is the sacrotuberous ligament, and deeper to that is the sacrospinous ligament. Now, where is this sacrotuberous ligament attached? Now it is attached by its broad base to the posterior superior iliac spine. So we have the posterior superior iliac spine here, the posterior sacroiliac ligaments that we had seen in the previous slide. So the posterior sacroiliac ligaments, then lateral sacral crest, which we saw on the sacrum, and the lateral margins of the lower sacrum and upper coccyx. So these are the points from where the sacrotuberous ligament is coming. So posterior superior iliac spine, the posterior sacroiliac ligaments, then the lateral sacral crest, the lateral margins of the lower sacrum, and the upper coccyx. Now, all these fibers, the sacrotuberous ligament, will narrow down to form a thick band here. So, this is the narrow part of the sacrotuberous ligament. It then further goes down and widens. It widens as it goes going down and gets attached to the medial margin of the ischial tuberosity. And then it extends onto the ischial ramus and forms a falciform process. So this here is the falciform process of the sacrotuberous ligament, and this blends with the facial sheath of the internal pudendal vessels and the pudendal nerve. Now here we can see the gluteus maximus muscles. So the lowest fibers of the gluteus maximus muscles are attached to the posterior surface of the sacrotuberous ligament. We saw that the sacrotuberous ligament is present in this region here, from the sacrum to the ischial tuberosity. So the lowest fibers of the gluteus maximus are taking origin from the sacrotuberous ligament as well. Now there are some structures which are piercing the sacrotuberous ligament, and those are the coccygeal branches of the inferior gluteal artery, the perforating cutaneous nerve, and filaments of the coccygeal plexus. Now coming to the sacrospinous ligament. Now we saw this ligament here in the previous slide also. So this is a thin triangular sacrospinous ligament, and it extends from the ischial spine to the lateral margins of the sacrum and the coccyx. And we all know that this is lying anterior to the sacrotuberous ligament. And on the anterior surface of the sacrospinous ligament lies the coccygeus muscle. And they say the sacrospinous ligament is the degenerate part of the coccygeus muscle. So this is an enlarged view. You can see the sacrospinous ligament coming from the lateral margins of the sacrum and the coccyx here, and going on to the ischial spine. Now coming to the sciatic foramen. So sacrotuberous ligament and the sacrospinous ligaments convert the sciatic notches into foramina. So what two foramen are we going to talk about? The greater sciatic foramen and the lesser sciatic foramen. So here we saw in the previous slides that this part is called this notch is called the greater sciatic notch, and lower down this here is the ischial spine, and as we go down here there's another notch which is called the lesser sciatic foramen. So notch. So we have a greater sciatic notch and a lesser sciatic notch here, and these will be converted into foramina. So here again the greater sciatic notch and the lesser sciatic notch. Now the greater sciatic foramen is bounded anterosuperiorly by the greater sciatic notch. So we have the greater sciatic notch here. Posteriorly by the sacrotuberous ligament. We have the sacrotuberous ligament here, and inferiorly by the sacrospinous ligament. So superiorly, anterosuperiorly, we have the greater sciatic notch. Posteriorly we have the sacrotuberous ligament, and inferiorly we have the sacrospinous ligament and the ischial spine to which it is attached. So this is the greater sciatic notch boundaries. Then this greater sciatic notch, it is partly filled by a muscle which is called piriformis. So we have a piriformis muscle here, and it is lying in the greater sciatic foramen. And above this piriformis muscle, we have the superior gluteal nerves and vessels which leave the pelvis, and here we can see some other structures which are leaving the pelvis through the greater sciatic foramen. And to name those, we have the inferior gluteal nerves and vessels, then we have internal pudendal vessels and the pudendal nerve, and we have sciatic nerve, posterior cutaneous nerve of thigh, nerve to obturator internus. We have this obturator internus muscle here, so a nerve to that also will come out of the pelvis inferior to the piriformis muscle, and nerve to quadratus femoris also will be leaving the pelvis inferior to the piriformis muscle. So this is an enlarged view. We can see the piriformis muscle here. So above the piriformis muscle we have superior gluteal nerves and vessels. Below that we have this big nerve here, that's the sciatic nerve. Then we have the posterior cutaneous nerve of thigh. Here the inferior gluteal nerves and vessels. Then internal pudendal vessels, pudendal nerve, nerve to obturator internus, nerve to quadratus femoris. So all these structures will be passing through the greater sciatic foramen. Now coming to the lesser sciatic foramen. Now lesser sciatic foramen is bounded anteriorly by the ischial body, the sacrospinous ligament, and posteriorly by the sacrotuberous ligament. So we have the sacrotuberous ligament here, we have the sacrospinous ligament here, and the body of the ischium. So all these structures will be forming the boundaries of the lesser sciatic foramen. And the lesser sciatic foramen transmits the tendon of the obturator internus. We have the tendon of the obturator internus here, the nerve to obturator internus, and the internal pudendal vessels, and the pudendal nerve. So the pin structures, these will be passing through the lesser sciatic foramen. So that's all about sacrotuberous and sacrospinous ligament and the greater and lesser sciatic foramen. Hope this was useful. Thank you.